Hello and welcome to an Illustrator tutorial. This tutorial will be about how to make a logo like this from a drawing. So yeah, this is the product of this. So yeah, so let's get right into it. First, we're not going to include this pipe that you can see there because I just don't have it here and it's just not how the client wanted it. Alright, okay. So now let's just get right into it. So first we want to take a photograph of our drawing and just put it into Illustrator. It doesn't need to be a very good photo, just as long as it's straight on and then the perspective is good, just so that you're not doing it at an angle. Alright, so now we want to make a new layer, and then we can get our pen tool out. Make sure that there's no solid fill and that there is a stroke, which you can see on the left. Okay, so now we want to go around the outside of our drawing, and I'm just going to do that real quick. And you should be holding shift while we're doing this, just so all the angles are the same, just because you can only do one angle when you're holding shift, and if you're not holding shift you can do all kinds of angles. So if you hold shift and do it at the same time, then all these angles will be exactly the same. And we can do the same for the N. It shouldn't take too long. Let's just put these points in. It doesn't matter if it's not exactly the same as the drawing, because if it was, then we'd have all these dodgy, like, unstraight lines, and we don't want that. Okay, let's make sure everything's leveled. Okay, so now, right now, what we have is this. It's the base 2 letters, and so yeah, that's what we got. And now we're going to put these panels onto the side of our logo, and we're still going to hold shift to do this, just so that it's all proportionate. Okay. Sometimes you don't have to hold shift, because in an example like this, it wouldn't look right. It wouldn't look right. I suppose you could do it like that, but it would be a different angle. So yeah, we are going to leave it like that, and yeah, so it's going to keep going around our logo and putting these panels on. And we're just doing this real quick, just for the sake of the tutorial. Okay, let's put this on. Okay, and then we'll do that. Alright, so now we have the base letters here, and you can see that it's not on the drawing anymore. And oh, we actually forgot to put a panel here, so we'll include that real quick. So yeah, that's how you put the drawing from onto Illustrator. Sorry. Okay, so now we got that. We can make it a bit bigger, just so it's easier to work with, and we'll increase the stroke. Okay, and that's good. And now we want to color. We want to add color. So what we're going to do to that is we're going to select the red here. I mean the red and the S and the N here, and we're going to make it a gradient to red. So we want to do that. To do that, what we want to do is we want to go to appearance. If you don't have appearance here, you just go to window and then appearance, which is right here. Alright, so now we've got this appearance here. We want to go to fill, and we want to add the fill, which it says add new fill. We want to click that, and now we've got fill. But we also want to make sure that our fill is above our stroke just by clicking and by dragging it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now to add a gradient, we go to the left, and you see we have the colors. We have the solid color and we have the stroke, and we want to set that to gradient, which is just there. Just make sure you have the solid selected, just so we don't set the stroke to gradient. Okay, so now we go back over to our appearance, and just click on the fill and just double click on it, and then just go to gradient. I don't actually I do have it open. Where is it? Let me just find it real quick. Oh wow, I'm an idiot. It's been here this whole time. Okay, so now what we want to do is change the colors. So we're going to change the dark side to a darker red, and then we're going to change the white side to a lighter red. Alright, now we've got this nice red to a light red gradient. I'm going to set the angle to -90, just so it goes from down to upwards. Okay, now we've got that, we're actually going to increase the stroke, just so it's easier to see. Actually, the stroke is thicker on these panels because there's no solid colour on it. So we're just going to select the letters and increase the stroke instead of all of it. Okay. Now we've done that, and we can see that these lines are actually going over the letters. So what we want to do is we want to go to our layers, and we want to make sure that the panels are all below the letters, just by clicking and dragging it. And now you can see that they are layered behind the letters, so you can't see it. Okay, now that we've got that, we've done the S and we've done the N. What we want to do is we want to join the letters. So join the letters. We want to join these panels. So we want to click the endpoints by using this this direction selection tool, which is it's just the white mouse icon. We want to select the endpoints of this anchor and this anchor, and you want to press Ctrl J, and that will join the 2 points. And you want to do that for all of them. So let's just do that real quick. Just select the 2 endpoints and press Ctrl J if you're on a Windows computer, and Command J if you're on a Mac. Okay, now we've done that, and let's do it to the others real quick. It shouldn't take too long. Okay, just one more. Okay, so now they are all these solid objects. Now if we hide 2 letters, they are actually a full rectangle instead of just those 3 lines. So there's actually a full shape now. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to lock the S and the N on the layers tool, on the layers tab, and then we can select all of the panels. So it only selects the panels and not the letters. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add another fill, and we're going to set that to gradient as well. So now we've got a red gradient there. Okay, like we did to the letters, we're going to have to increase the stroke because the gradient goes over the stroke unless we layer it differently, which we're not going to do. Okay, so now we've got these red panels here. They don't look too bad red, but we're just going to try them the grey like we had on the example. Alright, so we're just going to do a dark grey to a light grey. Okay, and we're going to change the angle to -90 again, and there we go. It would look better darker like this one, but then yeah, it doesn't really matter at the moment. We'd only fix the colors to make it look like the best I could if it was for a client. Okay, so now we're going to make these indents in the corners like we have here. We have on the Z, on the corners we have the indents, and then on the N we have the indents in the top. Okay, so to do that we want to unlock our 2 letters, so now we can edit them again. And we're going to use our pen tool again, and we're going to add these 2 points here. So we're going to add a point there and a point there. And now we're going to move the middle point of the 2 and put it above the other point. So let's do that real quick, and then we're going to move our other point to the left a bit. So now we've got this indent. We can actually move it up as far as we want, it doesn't really matter. And then we're going to add the points to the other side here, and for the same effect. So we just click and drag the point using the direction selection tool, and we can add another indent there. And then we can move this point closer just to make it less thick. Alright, so now we have those indents there. We're going to do the same for the Z. So we're just going to add a point here and a point there. And we're going to use the direction selection tool just to click and drag. And then, yeah, we got that indent there. And then we'll do the same here. Oh, I accidentally just made a new shape. Let's just change that real quick. Okay, and then direction selection tool, and then we'll put an indent there. Alright guys, so that's how you make the logo from a drawing. Let me just get that back up. So here is the drawing, and then here's the logo after. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, just tweet me and I'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you for watching.